mic over here. And we're back. Our players have found out the horrors that, oh no, the carriage is on fire. Or is that actually horrors? Is this something that we have done? Or is this something we were against? I don't know.
Immediately, William hops up and
Okay.
he shouts, "To arms! To arms! Something's going on!"
Mouse throws herself to the ground and covers her head. Where? I don't see it. What?
It sounds to me like
Immediately as I assume that Mouse is also passionate about combat, I start smashing the caravan with my sword.
What a wuss! I'm going to tear forward towards Ajax will tear forward towards the carriage and try to throw the door open.
excellent. It sounds like there's a couple of things going on here. So I'm going to start with the one who was trying to figure out what was going on. Sounds to me like you were trying to discern realities.
Yep. This is going to be good.
Go ahead and roll plus your wisdom. Nope, that's not quite how that works. With a
All right.
4, awesome. Let's take a quick look at the discern realities. So, normally bad things happen here. So you would go ahead and mark experience because you have failed a roll. I will ask you in this situation to tell me what your character thinks is going on. Doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be false. Doesn't have to be really much of anything. Just what your character thinks right now.
Well, clearly from what he said, oh wait, actually that's a 3. I'm sorry, I forgot I have a -1 in wisdom instead of 0.
Good news. 1 to 6 does not matter.
All right. He clearly thinks that there's some sort of battle going on. Because otherwise, why would there be enough smoke for his eyes to burn?
Indeed. And, well, carriage is on fire. And there are the sounds of metal clashing on metal. There were 2 people who were assaulting this caravan. Do one of you guys want to roll plus your plus strength for your hack and slash? To see how quickly you... Or, actually, the fighter straight up has bend bars, lift grates.
Yes.
You want to go ahead and roll that, and we'll see what happens. It is plus your strength.
All right, so we're going to roll 2d6 plus strength modifier here.
Mm-hmm. So with a 10, you can choose 3 from that list.
I would like to open the door let me get to the actual list here. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Looking through a bunch of stuff. Let's make sure that nothing of value is damaged.
That's a good one.
You can fix the thing again without a lot of effort, and it doesn't take a very long time.
So, placing a giant Ajax gauntlet upon the door, it's soft wood and metal begin to kind of bend under your crushing hand as you fling the door open. And inside there is some fire. But if you want to go ahead, well, you have opened it. Now what do you do?
Is the fire on the inside? The fire's on the inside of the carriage, correct?
Inside, on the outside, it's kind of a mess.
I'm gonna climb inside because I assume most of the fire is on the roof.
Okay.
If most of the fire is on the roof, like I think it is, I would like to brace myself on the inside of the carriage and then rip the roof off and try to throw it away.
You want to go ahead and roll that again, and we'll see what happens.
Sure.
The rest of you see Ajax climb into the burning carriage and is making some very guttural grunting and sounds. Well,
Clearly, he's good at what he's doing.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that you're not going to be able to fix the thing without a lot of effort because you've just ripped the roof off of this carriage and tossed it aside.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
I would prefer that nothing of value be damaged in doing so.
Outside of the fact of the carriage being a thing of value, but no,
Yes.
for the moment, nothing else of value is damaged.
Yes, and it doesn't need to take a very long time. I would prefer if it makes an inordinate amount of noise, actually.
It does. the creaking of the wood and the nails and all of the other things in protest to what is essentially the antithesis of their job. They are there to hold this thing together, and you have decided that their watch has ended, and it is time for this roof to no longer be part of this carriage, and it is flung to the side. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I know what I
Angvar-
said I was doing.
Yeah, Angvar will applaud him for being. Will applaud and cheer on as Ajax clearly showcases strength, pure strength, and physical toughness.
He is... Ajax, do you oil your body?
No.
Okay, I was just making... Are you well-toned and bronzed in the sun?
I to use the things that it gives me here. We are eagle-eyed. We have wild hair. We have calloused skin, and we are very built.
Wonderful.
Very built.
So what is everybody else up to? Bongo, you were hacking at the carriage with your sword. Seems a little,
Yes.
let's call it inefficient now that the door has been ripped open and the roof has been thrown aside. What would you what do you want to do to follow up on this?
I'm just double checking if there's something preventing me from going after my Herculean appetites, but I don't think so.
I'm sorry, what were your appetites?
My appetites are pure destruction and mortal pleasures because they're basically the same unless you take riches and property.
Nope, this is definitely an appetite for you because you and your friend Ajax seem to be destroying this carriage from the inside out.
Once he throws off the roof, I'd like to go ahead and make some timber.
Just continue to hack it to pieces.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are tearing this carriage apart. Mouse, Morgan, or William? There's some savagery afoot.
Well, Morgan believes there might also be some wizardry afoot. I just supposedly smoke just like that. That's not normal, so I would like to try and, I guess, detect magic.
Sure.
So one of your senses is briefly attuned to magic. I just,
Which sense would you like?
I would like to see this wizardry,
Okay.
if possible.
And that's a spell you have to cast?
I believe so. Yes, it is.
Okay. Then
So
you may
that would
go
be-
ahead and roll plus your intelligence for your spell cast.
I guess I only have 16 intelligence, so that is +2. Damn.
So good news, you get experience. Bad news, tell me of a rival or an enemy that you had thought you had defeated.
Let me see. A rival or an enemy I thought I defeated. Ah, yes, it was mere weeks ago. There was that strange tower wizard that we had attempted to destroy. We had all but destroyed him and his measly tower.
What
But
was
he
his
might
name?
be back. We only knew him as Tower Wizard. For he gave us not his name.
He gave us only his tower.
Mm.
And the rubble that remains of it.
Now
So-
he is just wizard.
Now he is just wizard. Excellent.
Is the wizard formerly known as Tower.
Oh God, killing me. So you are able to open up your senses to magic, and you will feel his presence is around. This flaming carriage, well, it wasn't a natural fire, we'll call it. It's perhaps the work of this wizard who you had thought defeated.
Oh, great. I just want everyone to know this is now a Prince reference.
That's fine. The wizard's madness and badness and sadness. So it sounds to me like, as a bard, you might know something of this wizard, William.
All right. If that's within my bardic lore and someone mentioned and it's mentioned to me.
Do you wish to roll your bardic lore, sir? Or
Sure.
actually, when you first encounter an important creature, location, or item covered by your bardic lore, you may ask me any one question.
What is the wizard formerly known as Tower Wizard's actual name?
That's fine, because I have this one in my back pocket because it was so good. He is known as the Dark Wizard Grimoire Ravencaster.
Oh God.
I would if I had another question, I would ask, what is his actual name?
Unfortunately, his real actual name was Tau Air with an apostrophe between it. But then people kept calling him Tower Wizard, and he got really upset about it.
What's the what tale, song, or legend did you hear this information in?
Let's see. He was how old is this guy? Our character, since we probably fought him together.
You make it sound like he existed before 2 minutes ago.
Yes, I'm going to guess that he's probably old enough to actually count as a legend.
Okay.
I heard him in his legendary in the legendary epic in which he razed the local towns and used the bodies of the people who he killed when he razed the towns to build his tower that we then promptly destroyed a while later.
Do you mean that he used them as per manual labor or as brick and mortar?
Both.
Wonderful.
Good answer.
Good answer.
And I believe his actual name was Richard.
That's simply just not nearly as impressive as as the Dark Wizard Grimoire Ravencaster.
Oh, the Dark Wizard Richard.
See,
Almost rhymes, you know?
Sup, Dick?
it just doesn't
I
roll
can
off the
imagine
tongue in
the
the same
scene.
fashion.
I can imagine the scene of him just standing in a marketplace, and all of his getup, and then just some random villager goes, "What's up, Dick?"
And this is the
And that is what started it. That is when he decided that he would be a dark wizard and raise that village and use their bones for his mortar.
I kind of imagine that he's called Ravencaster because his nose is so big and shaped like a raven's beak that regardless of what he called himself, it was just Ravencaster added to the end.
Hmm.
So the bane of this wizard's existence was that people kept giving him nicknames.
Man, poor guy. So here you guys are. You have the idea that the Dark Tower Wizard has perhaps lit this carriage on fire. Did you guys know this carriage beforehand? Was this your carriage? Was this one of his carriages that you are trying to strike from the land?
I'm guessing it's because at least we kind of seem like we're at a confusion on that one actually.
I would almost think if we're here in the woods and this thing's in the woods, we either were going one direction and came across it, or we were going with it, you know? So, that's
Well,
where I
Shane-
would stand on it.
Still leaves us at an impasse.
Shane just threw the top off to fight fires. I want to say that we were with this carriage and its former occupants.
I think this was our carriage at one point.
I want to inspect the battle that's going on around it.
Sure. You may go ahead and roll some discern
Yeah.
realities, and we'll see what questions we can answer.
Oh, it's plus wisdom, so it's actually a good one of mine. Plus 2.
Yo, outside of
Hey.
Ajax holding it down, you guys are the worst.
Should have stuck with
trying.
my.
I've not rolled yet, so I'm keeping my hopes up.
Yeah, Mouse is lying on the ground with her head covered for good reason. It's because everything explodes around you guys.
It's like you guys are
Truly
literally
you're
the worst.
unworthy of battle.
We're trying.
So
We can't all be greasy Ajax.
he's not
Dirty
greasy.
Ajax.
It is oiled so as to help him tan better.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, with a failure on your discern realities, what does your character think is going on?
I see the battle of two whimsical humans, factions, that are both missing the point of a good battle. That being you beating yourself so bloody that only strong dwarven beer can cure the hurt. And both of them cheat by wearing armor.
Okay. The naked dwarf has seen something that is affronting.
Naked, not completely naked. I'm exposing my muscled chest.
So you are
And-
just shirtless.
Yes. Well, shirtless in the same way that my beard covers like everything up to my navel, but
Well, yeah, you're a
No,
dwarf, duh.
Right?
That's how that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, and
If
with that, basically, I pull out my warhammer and just run screaming into the fray and just shouting about showing them how a fight goes.
so, we have a couple of you guys who are ripping apart a carriage that is on fire. One of your dwarven ally has screamed something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense and has gone hauling off towards these other sounds that you were hearing. Mouse is cowering in perhaps righteous fear due to, how your friends are behaving.
Bungo, for the moment, feels a bit satisfied having smashed the roof to itty bitty pieces, and once he sees Angvar charging the other people, he thinks Angvar is actually joking, so he actually begins laughing at Angvar due to my bond with him.
You don't have-
William, at all this, is going to dive on the ground next to Mouse and hide.
Sure.
I believe Ajax will take a quick look around in the inside of the carriage. Are there any people in here?
Sounds to me like you are trying to figure out what's inside there. So if you want to go
I am.
ahead and roll plus your wisdom. I am the anvil
If
of...
there's been someone sitting in that carriage all this time, man, he must be scared shitless.
Right? They'd have to be.
So with a 9, not a failure. Congratulations. You can ask me one question off the discern realities thing.
Are there any people in the room here? Oh, up here. Ah.
Yeah.
What in here is useful or valuable to me?
Well, you originally, one of your original things when you went to Ben Barn of Greats was to not damage anything of value. So you will see something of value as you are in here looking for people. You will not find people per se, but you will find the remains of what you guys believe to be the Dark Wizard Grimoire Ravencaster.
Like his bones?
His bones. They're in
Oh,
Go ahead.
They're in an urn or a jar or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something with which to be laid to rest.
Oh, well,
Or
I'm gonna have to
perhaps-
grab and take that.
So as you touch it and you lift it and you begin to extricate yourself from within the carriage, if you can go ahead and roll your Defy Danger plus your wisdom for your mental fortitude.
Uh-oh.
Good news, mark XPs.
Yay, XPs!
So everybody else is going to see Ajax stumble out of the thing with these bones in his hands. Thankfully, he is, as always, wearing his metal gauntlets, but he kind of holds them up to get a better look at them in the sun outside of the shade of the carriage. And he locks eyes with the skull the skull that some reason has a giant bony hooked nose on it. And then he ceases to move, staring longingly at it. Ajax, you hear the echoey voice of Grimoire Ravencasper whispering into your ears. What does he tell you?
He offers me the power of Grey Skull, and I am hard pressed to decline.
I applaud you, good sir.
Mouse and William, you guys see Ajax, and he is there, staring longingly, lustfully almost, at the skull.
There's a thing I want to do.
Sure. What is it?
I would like to use one of my bardic abilities, my bardic song.
Sure.
I would like to use the specific thing to mind is shaking clear of one enchantment.
I love it.
I am seeing the bard next to the thief, both of them like bent over, kind of like butts in the air, hands on their head, and the bard's like got his head down, but he starts singing real loud into the dirt.
The bard jumps up and pulls his guitar from wherever he has left it next to him and starts playing a epic guitar solo.
Obviously. Go ahead and roll, and we'll see what happens. Excellent. You get the selected effect. So as you hit that last power chord, the sound reverberates in a way that the electric guitar can only do in a time where there is no electricity. And that power chord just kind of washes over you, Ajax, and you are shaken out of it through the power of metal. You are staring at a skull that was once whispering you secrets and promises. What do you do?
Can I crush it?
Sure. It has crumbled to dust in your mighty mitts.
All right.
Morgan, where are you right now?
Morgan's probably standing over by the bard and the scared rogue, as he did not go rushing towards the danger.
Mm-hmm.
However, seeing this transpire and seeing the fighter, touch the bones of the, necromancer.
He did use the parts of bodies of people to build a giant tower.
Yeah, he was more or less a necromancer at this point. I really don't know. I would assume. Do I know what to do with these bones, or should I start?
Well, good news. After the skull has been crushed, the rest of the bones seem to, like the bag that they were in was stiff and angular, and now it has become sunken and slack, as though all of the bones inside have turned to dust. And as you do, you hear the parting whispers on the wind of, "I'll be back."
Oh, well, that can't be good.
Mouse will.
I guess. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I'll try and find our other. Since this danger is over with, I'll try and find our other comrade that went running off.
There is actually a thing that I had forgotten that I would perhaps do. If you would like to spout lore on necromancy, evil wizards, any of those kind of subjects, you may do so.
All right, let's do that, and let's use one of those books even. So.
Ooh, I will give you an additional +1 for using a book.
Okay then. Well, I'll see. Like, was this the right thing to do with the bones of a necromancer?
Ooh, that
I'm
is
beginning to think no.
Let's see, 13. Wonderful. So on a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situations as soon as you tell me what book it was that you pulled out, and perhaps even where you found it.
This may have been a book that I was able to procure from the rubble of said bone tower, and it is
Necromancy for
the
dummies.
yeah. I was gonna say this is the big book of necromancy and other things of dark magic.
So
Third volume.
you will be happy to know that this book does reference the fact that with certain spells and precautions, one could prolong their death, or prolong their life after death, in a couple of different ways. However, you also know that, well, it mentions that for the exact correspondence, you'll need to mail in an additional 15 gold pieces, and they will send you Volume 4, which will cover all of the different methods that one could use to prolong their life in such fashion. You also know that Volume 3 has only recently come out, and thus Volume 4 has not been mailed out to the subscribers of the mailing list, of the Necromancy mailing list. So he has not yet received Volume 4.
Damn.
So he is almost assuredly gone for good.
Ah, okay. That's good then.
And because everybody else
I think we're okay.
has failed these rolls horribly, if you want to go ahead and roll me a discern realities as you go looking for your friends, and we'll see if you can find them. And don't worry,
I just
Mouse,
like-
I'm going to get you next.
I just like the idea of like a necromancy mailing service, like a 30-book course.
How do
See,
you think you
I
like
knew
necromancy?
Ajax would do great things. This is just the start of his greatness.
Yeah. Book 1, how to animate your own skeletons. Book 2, how to animate zombies. Book 3,
Vampires
immortality
and you.
part 1. No,
Yeah,
immortality
immortality
part
part
1.
That's way too simple. It's part 1. A bone to pick.
A brief history of necromancy.
Yes. Part 2. How to raise your friends for fun and profit.
Part 3. Time is no longer a factor.
Part 1.
Oh, man.
And it's all just with 50-page novels with just a story and some good pictures.
Yeah, it's a pop-up picture book. It's got
It's got
Yeah,
one of
it's-
those little tabs you can pull, and it like pulls the skin off one of the guys so that you can. It's like human, skeleton, human. Oh man.
I would
this is
imagine
what your
this is
servants
like
should look like.
The magical instruction guide version of Catalyst's enhanced fiction.
Oh,
Too soon. Too soon. So with an 8 on your discern realities, you may ask one of those questions, and I will answer it truthfully.
Which way did our comrade go?
You hear the drastic shouts of being the anvil upon which the gods will smash you coming from just over that hill, which he sadly cannot make out exactly what is going on, but hey, you at least know where the dwarf and probably Bungo is.
Yes,
we'll
I'm
alert the team.
sitting on the top of that hill watching Angmar fight.
Mouse, you've been face down in some dirt this entire time. What did you find?
See, at first I threw myself down for safety, but then, being a halfling, I saw some herbs that were really, really good in soup, so I just started picking through. So everyone else has been running around, and I've almost forgotten about the fire, and I've been picking up these roots.
Good news,
Oh my
you
God.
have almost exactly what you need for a nice stew.
Fantastic. That's what I was thinking about making. So Mouse stands up and dusts herself off and looks around at the fire and the screaming and the lying on the floor and the music and says, why does this have to go exactly like the Tower Wizard battle the first time?
What was the thing that really surprised you about the Tower Wizard battle?
I didn't think that you could conjoin 3 skeletons to make a super big skeleton. And honestly, I was impressed, but also terrified.
Excellent. So,
Just-
go ahead.
Excellent. Just like that, Val, they clearly know that you are a great threat, and they attacked you well before they attacked everyone else, knocking you over.
Exactly. I got the other 3 before you guys even realized they were there, and then I had to jump on the ground.
This is true.
Heroically.
Heroically. I can also imagine you jumping on the ground and going, "Oh, I am hurt. I have been struck down in my prime. Avenge me."
I have been smitten. Avenge me, pure good friends. Ah.
And in reality, they're just kind of, all right, they're not looking. I'm going to sneak off into the darkness and get the.
Alas! Ooh, look, roots.
Ooh, stew. Excellent. So, gonna kind of throw it to anybody here. What do you guys want to do? There's some craziness going on. I don't even know.
I'm going to try to finish putting out the fire, if possible, to save what's left of our new convertible caravan.
Good news, the fire on the roof has been put out by Bungo because he has slashed the roof to pieces.
No, he just wrecked all of our stuff. Oh well.
I mean, if you carried your luggage on the roof of this caravan, then yes, but I'm pretty sure that was not the case.
Yeah. Well, if I can get the fire out, that was my main concern.
Wait.
Driver somewhere. Let's go find him.
Don't put the fire out. I gotta get a stew going.
I am going to aid Angvar in his combat.
Okay. So charging over the hill is a mighty barbarian and given as everybody thinks he's a joke, a dwarf of questionable worth.
I'm sitting on the hill watching Angvar fight, but I feel like after a few seconds that it's taking way too long, and I have to join in.
Sure. Since you've had a moment to sit here and study these guys, do you want to roll your discern realities plus your strength? Given as you're a lady warrior and you're watching a combat?
Sure.
Gauge everybody's...
Quick question. My Herculean appetite for pure destruction or mortal pleasures doesn't apply, I assume?
You could totally apply that.
Because if my D6 is higher than the D8, you may introduce a complication or danger to me.
Nicely done. All of the fighting. So you may ask me 3 questions about the battle that is going on.
Who's really in control here to begin with?
Off to the side, you will see that there are some people that are on a stage that seem to be playing some kind of music. It's not very good, it's not very loud, but they have instruments in their hands.
What is about to happen?
I don't know, Angvar, what are you about to do that has caught Bungo's eye?
He probably has seen me put my warhammer, which is made of out of stone on a.
Obviously, you're a dwarf.
Yeah, it's a stone warhammer, magic stone. So magic work stone. And he probably has seen me wind up to just run in and start spinning, to show them that the might of a mountain is mightier than their knees.
Mightier than their knees. So, in a group of people who it looks like they are shocked and dismayed to find a dwarf that is shirtless, wielding a large two-handed warhammer, preparing to spin around, you will notice that they
How many people is he about to spin into?
Probably 4 or 5. That one guy on the end might be able to get out of range. Depends upon how much he's paying attention and how quickly he is able to move.
And I guess my final question is, what here is not what it appears to be?
I was hoping you were going to ask that question. So, the sounds of metal clanging on metal seem to have been that the more improvisational-based versions of instruments, like an upturned water drum, not water drum, like a big metal thing you flip over and use it to draw kettle, cauldron, something along those lines. Somebody's got 2 flat pieces of metal, like a cymbals or something along those lines. The little tambourines. The flashes of metal that Angvar thought that he saw when he came running over into this group of people seems to be mainly ornamentation, glinting light off of the sun. That is jewelry and such that these people are wearing. They seem like they are having a bit of a dance. They do still seem to be like fairy forest folk. Um, Not quite like Romanian gypsies, but more, fey creatures of the forest.
Do they have any alcohol?
Obviously. There are casks of something.
Okay, so I feel like I'm going to charge past all the fighting,
Hmm.
and I'm going straight for their alcohol.
As you do.
William's
Because
just gonna-
I'm not going to stop the carnage that Angor is about to unleash, because it pleases me.
Angmar, if you can go ahead and roll your hack and slash, we'll see how many of these fools you.
Before I do this, I actually, with the shouting, I want to cast Bless on myself.
Oh, by all means.
Boom.
Okay, you get to choose one
get-
off of your.
Um.
You can either draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot. The GM will tell you how. Your casting distances you from your deity.
I will draw attention and welcome attention because I'm a dwarf, half
Right.
naked, shirtless, yelling about being an anvil for the hammer of the gods, and my weapon starts to glow. So the whole thing starts to glow. So yeah, I will
So-
put myself in the spot.
Everyone
This
else.
is perfect, because I knew he was going to cause a lot of attention, so I'm going to make sure I drink as much of their alcohol as humanly possible before they actually notice I've emptied their stores.
Wonderful. So everybody else is going to hear a scream and a shriek of panicked partygoers, which will eventually kind of like overtake Angwar's screaming about his god and hammers and anvils and all of that dwarven-y stuff. Angwar, you will notice that everybody looks at you in absolute fear and horror. And many of them begin to run as you go to D-knee a couple of people.
William is going to eventually follow the group, and when he sees that Ingvar has wisely chosen to fight unarmed people, he's just going to start using his arcane arts on people to heal them. This is probably not even a surprise to him at this point.
It's like, what have I gotten myself into?
Again.
Looking for your hack and slash, Angwar.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. 2d6 plus 2. 10.
Nicely done.
Ah.
So you deal your damage and you avoid their attack. If you wish to roll your base damage is a d6.
Only a d6? Jesus.
I'm sorry, but Jesus is not with
And-
you.
Yeah, I know. Stone Jesus is somewhere else right now.
So with 2 damage, you have knocked a partygoer to the ground, and they are not, well, dead, but they definitely can no longer walk and are screaming in actual pain instead of just horror, which all of the rest of you guys can easily hear. I believe, William, you said you were coming over the hill and seeing the chaos and carnage as Bungo is laying on the ground, holding open one of the spigots, and I will let you choose of wine, mead, or ale that you are guzzling.
Mead. All the mead.
Excellent. It is mostly going into his mouth and all over him. What are the...
That is much less
May I one-up you?
by all means.
I cracked open one of the unopened caskets and I jumped into it, so I'm just consuming it from the inside of the casket and out. So you probably see, possibly from the hilltop, Bungo swimming around in one of said caskets.
It's a terrifying picture.
It is. William is just going to be like, "Yep, this is what I do," and then he's going to magic the guy Angmar just hit to heal him.
Sure, you may go ahead and roll your thing.
Of course.
So, it seems as though the tune that you attempted to play has only furtherly inspired fear upon everyone as you mark experience. And the forest folk partygoers that were perhaps celebrating the fall of the dark wizard Grimoire Ravencaster go fleeing into the forest. Except for that one guy who is limping away, and I imagine Angmar is kind of looming over at this point.
Probably no. He's probably chasing after them. It's like he brought him down back to the earth, to the stone, so he's chasing after the others.
Sure. Ajax, Morgan, or Mouse, we haven't heard from you guys in a little while.
Morgan is just confused and worried. Because what are those forest people going to do when they get back?
Would you like to spout lore upon the forest people?
Yeah, but I'm not going to use a book this time.
Sure.
So I want to figure out, like, how badly will those forest people react to this, and I don't know. What can we expect in retaliation? This is really going well today.
You may go ahead and mark some experience. Tell me one of the things, the horrible rumors that people tell me about Tell me one of the horrible rumors that people spread about the forest people.
They say that the forest people breed a type of mushroom whose spores they release to cause massive amounts of death and horror and tragedy. Clearly, they are going to get these mushrooms and they're going to kill us all with bioweapons.
Okay, so as to save ourselves the dangers of being murdered by horrible mushroom death, is there, for the guy who's been injured and limping off, is there a chance I can try and magic him again?
Sure. You're gonna need to kind of console him a little bit because he is panicked and perhaps maybe resisting your magic. It might have been why it failed.
All right, so should I use a defy danger with using charisma to calm him?
Sure. I like the idea of that.
That's better? Question mark?
You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. So, what you're going to see as you kind of get ahead of this guy and kneel down to be like, whoa, hold up, like, I can help. More importantly, Morgan, you will see that behind the guy on the ground's back, he is reaching into his pack and pulling out what looks like a mushroom.
Oh God, I know what's going to happen. I need to stop this madman.
How will you stop this?
The only way that magic can.
Fireballs?
Magic missile.
Excellent. Roll your spell casting as the situation goes from bad to worse.
What was it for spell casting?
Intelligence.
Just intelligence?
Yep.
It's not going from bad to worse. It's going from good to great.
Excellent. So with an 8, you may go ahead and roll the damage for your magic missile.
I believe that is 2d4. Give me just a second here.
I would like to defend this person because I'm actually trying not to have them murdered because they have horrible bioweapons.
They clearly have chemical weapons of a spore variety, and this cannot be tolerated.
Sure. You may go ahead and roll your defend motion. And we'll see how that goes.
Fuck.
Good news. You get to mark experience again. How many is this that you have?
I think somewhere in 4 or 5.
Oh god, you guys are the worst adventurers, and I'm glad that it is turning out that way, given as what has been going on.
You might level up at this point in time.
So, sadly, you have failed this situation. So it's one of those things where you kind of go to put your hand on his shoulder as the magic missile that you kind of didn't see coming rockets into his body, and some of that energy transfers up into your arm, and you may take 5 damage minus your minus whatever armor you have.
-0. That hurts.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The other unfortunate side effect is the dude who is reaching for the mushroom and laying on the ground with his busted knee. His body kind of seizes up, causing him to crush the mushroom, and he kind of, as though... Well, let me ask you this, Morgan. What does your magic missile look like?
Standard blue bolt kind of thing, just streaks towards him.
Okay. So a crackle of electric blue will go over his body, and then he is rent still as smoke kind of wafts off of him.
Well, the good thing is that he was touching the mushroom. Therefore, the magic energy transferred into the mushroom, nullifying any negative outcome.
I have a feeling he's dead.
He was a terrorist. He had a mushroom.
He was going to do terrible things with said mushroom, I'm sure. Or at least you're sure.
I would like to discern realities to make sure, just in case, on the off chance he's not dead, I might be able to do something.
Let me see what that could actually be. That sounds more like a defy danger through quick thinking. So if you want to roll plus your intelligence, maybe you can hit him with some CPR or something. Unless you actually have like a healing potion or something you want to use.
No, I don't.
Okay, good news. You get more XP. You are learning so much as you kind of roll him over to attempt CPR. You press upon his chest. Unfortunately, it seems like the forest folk are not as sturdy as the rest of you, and you hear a little bit of a crunch as you push on his chest, and you wince, and you go and tip his mouth back, and you attempt to breathe life into him before you go back to your CPR. You get the foul taste of bile and wine on your lips as you attempt to give him the kiss of life. And this is where the rest of the party kind of finds you, alternating CPR on a dead man.
Mouse is gonna give something a go. She's gonna run over and she's going, "Stop, you fool! I will handle this. I am a trained physician."
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
Morgan's going to
feel like
object
that's a
to anybody
horrible lie.
helping him.
I'm kind of curious what Ajax intends to do soonish, but yeah.
I don't have a whole lot for this particular thing right here. I mean, what person? Are they dead?
I have to do my medical knowledges to find out.
Oh,
I
they're
have a
dead
better
already.
solution. Why don't you just feed it a health potion?
That would be foolish, for these people are poisoned by health potions.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and roll me like a spout lore, and we'll see how true your statement about poisonous health potions is?
Sure. Is this like D&D where 12 is +1 for int?
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
I think 12 is +0 according to my sheet here.
Yeah, 12 is +0.
All right.
Yeah,
Plus 1.
13. 13 is +1.
Okay,
My
I was wrong.
D&D
I'm a horrible
knowledge isn't
liar.
working.
That's fine. Let's see if you're.
I'm gonna
spelling.
spout some junk.
Nope. You believe that their health potions are poisonous to them. But yeah, no, you guys, you can mark experience.
Morgan's going to try and explain to anybody trying to help him that he was about to mushroom us, and we should just leave now before they return with more mushrooms.
Oh yeah, no. Anglo will believe it because they are foolish and whimsical, so they have to rely on treacherous poisons and heretical poison and natures. And Ben will proceed to steal one of their ale kegs. Just
He's like, oh yeah,
hoist it
no,
up
they're
on one of his shoulders.
they're terrible people, and he's just rolling a keg across the ground. Terrible people. Can't trust them.
Yeah.
Angwar is the cleric, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Good
take this moment to point out that not everyone is worth saving, cleric.
Yeah.
Duh, that's what I've been saying all along.
There you go.
Yeah, no. The weak get crushed by the avalanche, the strong survive it.
Yeah.
I would like to try one last time to magic this guy with my arcane art. Just on the off chance I might be able to do something. He's probably dead, but maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
At least that's better than it was.
Yeah, you may go ahead and roll a d8, and we'll see how much potential HPs he gets back.
You rocked pretty hard there.
Well, he was pretty messed up to begin with.
I like to think it was one of those times where you're like, he's actually dead, and then you go to put your guitar on your back, ping a string, and then it's just this one little chord that comes out, and it's so on a 7 to 9 your spell still works, but you draw unwanted attention, or your magic reverberates to other targets, affecting them as well. So you have drawn unwanted attention as you kind of stand up from this man who is maybe savable now, who knows, but an arrow will embed itself into the ground by your feet. Coming from the forest, of course.
All right. I would like to defy danger using charm and grace this again.
You're going to try and diffuse. How are you trying to... So you're not supposed to say, I'm going to defy danger. Tell me what it is that you wish to do.
I am going to attempt to apologize and blame the dwarf.
I love it.
All these issues have happened because the dwarf has done something.
I've
been trying
Rampant
to help.
alcoholism.
Does anybody wish to throw some aid or interfere dice? And tell me how it is you're either aiding or interfering with this problem that has arisen.
Bongo shouts from the mead casket. Yeah, he always does that. It's hilarious.
So it sounds to me like you're trying to interfere?
I intended to...
You're trying to interfere with the... So, William is literally throwing shade on Agwar. Are you trying to give him bonus dice or subtract bonus dice from him?
I'm trying to assist him in throwing more shade on Angwar.
Okay. So if you want to go ahead and roll 2d6 plus your bonds.
I don't
With
believe I
either-
have a bond with him, so...
With either Angwar or William, since they are both involved.
Oh, well, I have a bond with Angwar,
believe
so
we have-
I guess it's +1.
I believe we have. Oh no, wait, it's bond. It's personal things. Okay.
I have one with Bongo about how I'm going to write I'm writing a ballad about his adventures of destroying roofs and swimming in
That
mead.
was that was two different people that did things there.
All right. I didn't know if that counted for his aid thing.
Well, it just cares about how many bonds you have with a person. So if you want to go ahead and bongo and roll your your 2d6. Excellent. So that will be +1 when you go to make your calm your respective tits roll. Does anybody else wish to aid or interfere by saying something? As he
Yeah, Angwer will, but he will shout into the forest just a general challenge, just like do the fist bumping on his chest, like come and get me,
come at me, bro.
me. Yeah,
Sure. If you want to go ahead and roll it, and we'll see what your bonds with William will account for.
nothing.
All right, you get to mark XP. Anybody else want to throw in on this situation? Because that's about the only word that comes up to.
Ajax just wants to try and get a good look as to where he thinks that arrow came from, and then grab himself about a baseball-sized rock.
So you're gonna throw it at them?
Not yet.
Okay, you're just taking an aggressive stance.
Morgan's gonna take cover behind something nearby.
Mouse is going to throw her hands in the air and say, "We surrender! Show yourselves so we know who to surrender to."
Are you trying to give William bonus dice or take away from his attempt?
I'm just also doing that. I don't know. I don't think it's really relevant.
Okay. So
I do believe the cowardice is growing quite extreme.
So
that's how you stay alive.
It's a legitimate strategy.
So
It is.
I'm getting a +1 to this roll, or
Plus your charisma +1 for the additional shade that Bungo has thrown.
all right. Hopefully, I won't roll terrible.
I hope that you do roll terrible. Nice.
No, where does this come from?
I don't know, but you guys have been rolling like garbage all day.
Well, it's your table, so it's your fault.
Oh,
Mm.
hurts me deeply there. So tell to me how you managed to talk these people down and how
Look,
it kind of goes.
I motion over to him. I go, look, that guy. I'm pretty sure he's always on something, some sort of weird hallucinogenic stone dwarf drug thing. He hit your friend. I was just trying to unhit him? Question mark. I mean, look, I'm hurt, and I motioned to my burned and singed arm from the magic missile. See, just yeah.
So they will kind of. You will hear the sing-song voice of a forest folk call out to you of, "Leave him to face our justice," and you may go.
Done.
See it. I wasn't expecting it to be that easy. You're just like, "Yep,
Yeah,
here you
no.
go."
That's easy. Put the rock down and take off.
Oh, I have an idea of
Sure.
what Morgan can do. Morgan will offer to carry out the justice for them and remove him from this realm. Just roll with it.
Sorry. So what are you trying to do?
I will offer to remove him from this realm of existence if they allow it as a, to appease them, to show us that we are sincere.
As I look down to see your ritual thing.
The ritual thing.
I thought that was what you were going for, unless you had
No,
something
I
else
was
in mind.
my plan of mind is to cast invisibility on him, so it looks like he's gone, but he's not.
So they're gonna kind of
They'll-
hear the chittering and rustling of leaves and woodland creatures. That is the language of the forest people. Do you want to roll plus your charisma for your attempting to parlay?
Oh, let's see, plus charisma. I think my
Yeah.
charisma was 9, so that means I get nothing bonus. But it's better than nothing negative, so.
I believe in you.
You just killed it there.
I know. Good news, you get experience.
It's not isn't this anymore.
So they will, this is an unprecedented amount of repeated failure that I have seen in a long time. you'll hear a different voice call out. It's like, no, you killed. As I go over here and I click on my name generator to generate the name of the dead man. No, not. Nope. You killed Benjamin. You should stay and face our justice as well.
Well, he was going for a mushroom. I know what you people do in there.
There'll be the confused sound of a mushroom.
William will actually shrug like he doesn't know what's going on either.
Neither do I, don't worry.
He motions like the wizard's kind of crazy, like he doesn't know what he's doing, because that is in no doubt what
How they feel.
how he feels about this wizard.
Bungo, how's your bath
I'll
going?
also add in I think he's still alive.
The barrel is now empty.
Are you still awake? I got a better idea. Roll plus your constitution, and we'll see
Yeah, I was
How-
going to say, let's do that.
how well this works out for you.
I believe my con is just a +1. Yeah. I assume I get the D8 from following my appetite.
Oh yeah, you have definitely indulged in mortal desires of excessive drink.
Not that bad. Although I am in a bit of a pickle of some sort.
You are quite literally pickled. So on a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So you could either be horrifically drunk, or let me see, what is something else that's
Also from Herculean appetites, I need to end up in a complication or a danger due to my heedless pursuits. So, since the 6 was higher than my D.
man. Alright, well, there's a complication or danger that comes. Okay, so in that case, you are probably horrifically drunk, and your hard bargain or ugly choice.
I suggest one.
Yeah, by all means.
Normally in fairy tales, if you do something to the fairies, they expect some sort of repayment, and stealing their liquor would definitely be something they'd expect you to pay back.
Especially as Angwar is probably pushing a barrel up a hill to steal it.
Well, now that you're telling
Giving-
it, was actually doing something else, but
What was Angwar doing then?
he was actually raising his warhammer, smashing the top, the lid of it, smashing the lid of the cat, and then just doing the dwarf drink.
Of just lifting
just
the whole
chugging?
barrel and chugging? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
just chugging.
Oh, man.
So, basically, you're taking a dwarven shower.
Yeah, basically. All right, so Bungo is horrifically drunk due to his mortal desires. The worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice is you've gotten a little turned around in your bath, and probably due to the just the raw amount of drink that you have consumed. So you can either walk into the forest, like accidentally thinking it is back the way you came, or you can end up making some accidental and obscene gesture that is only going to make them more upset.
I assume I'm kind of stuck in the barrel, so
You by
I
all
actually
means could
don't.
be still stuck in the barrel and rolling around in it.
so many good choices here. I kind of want to accidentally headbutt someone.
So you're gonna kind of okay, I have an idea on how I can make this work. You're gonna kind of wander into the direction of the forest where these guys are coming from. They're not gonna pay you much mind because you're obviously drunk, and you're gonna come and stand next to a tree, kind of put your hand on it, mistake it for an enemy of some kind, proceed to headbutt the tree, and one of the forest folk is going to fall out of it and land on the ground next to you.
I am then going to bow forward towards the three and say, "Thank you."
Does anybody have anything else they want to contribute to this scene?
Begin either alleviating himself or vomiting on the said fallen forest person.
Oh, God.
Ajax is seriously considering going back and checking on the convertible at this point.
So we've been going for about a second hour now, so we
What
can
an hour it's been.
probably take a quick break. I need to go get a drink and stuff, and you guys can figure out how you can extricate yourself from this situation.
Sure.
I vote cowardice.
Run away.
Runaway is generally a good idea.